Oh. Only one chief second. 90. Chief second. Only one chief second in the corner. Everybody else out. Only one chief second. Everybody out. One chief second. Everybody out. All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the dressing room. This fight's for WBO, IBF, IBO Championship of the World. We're working with the unified rules in agreement with the German Commission, ABC unified rules. I want a good sportsmanlike conduct. I expect nothing less from both of you. Touch them up. Good luck.
Klitschko, in his 12th year as a professional, says, I love, love, love what I do. Can he make everyone else love him for doing it?
Tony Thompson fights tonight against that man, Wladimir Klitschko, for the heavyweight championship of the world, and he also fights against whatever nerves go with his relative lack of experience for this task. Klitschko fights against Thompson, against the memory of his fight with Ibragimov, against the memory of his disasters against Brewster and Sanders, and against the memory of Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, and all the great heavyweight champions who preceded them. It's a lot for Wladimir to carry around. Lennox Lewis, it seems to me, with a tall target like Thompson, who is a southpaw. If ever there was going to be a night when Wladimir Klitschko would unleash the right hand early and try to impose his will with the right hand, this should be it.
It would have to be tonight, and as you can see, he's tried a couple right hands already, and we don't see him tapping down that right hand of Thompson like he did in the Ibragimov fight. So, like I said, styles make fights, and he's, bringing up a different style against Tony the Tiger.
Thompson isn't staying back. He told us he would come ahead and go toward Klitschko, and he has shortened the distance early. One guy or another should have a chance to land something big in the first couple of rounds. Klitschko lands a jab. Thompson lands a straight left hand down the pipe.
All right, break.
It was the straight left hand of Corey Sanders that dumped Klitschko on the seat of his pants 5 years ago.
What we have no idea about is how well Thompson can take a punch.
Body shot from Wladimir Klitschko. Thompson asserted that he would be the one to go to the body early. Right hand by Klitschko. And the crowd comes alive for that.
He took that one pretty well.
I feel that Klitschko is a bit too close to Thompson, not realizing still that, Thompson has long arms, and he doesn't want to be in reach where, Thompson can get out a punch really quickly. So he definitely has to keep his distance when he's throwing the jab.
Maybe he doesn't want to be timid tonight. Maybe he wants to get something done early, and now Thompson firing away at the body in the clinch, making good on his claim that he would try to get to Klitschko's ribcage, which he says few, if any, opponents have done.
Yeah, Klitschko's got good movement, and, he should use his legs a little bit more.
His detractors say he doesn't like to be pressured. Thompson is trying to pressure him in round one.
But it's intelligent pressure. It's not reckless pressure.
Thompson landed one straight left. The best punch of the round was a right hand by Wladimir.
Kick your legs out. Give him a breath here. Deep breath and blow it out. Tom, come on. Deep breath and blow it out. All right, look, check this out. The jab working pretty decent, but we better, all right? After you start touching with the jab, going to your right hand, shoot the straight left hand to the body, but double it.
You got to start going to him a little bit more and getting closer. He can't throw punches that short, so get close to him and start shooting short shots through the center. You understand? Yes. Okay, we can't win and lose some more rounds.
And here we see Thompson getting through with his little punches using that reach. And here we see later the biggest punch of the round by Klitschko, good right hand through the middle.
Now you heard Wladimir Klitschko hearing from Emmanuel Stewart. Stewart's perception that he lost the first round, and CompuBox numbers would affirm that, as the numbers show.
Oh, he got hit with a right hand right there.
There's the first knockdown.
He got hit.
No,
Cortez is going to call it a slip. Cortez is going to call that a slip, not a knockdown. CompuBox numbers in the first round, Klitschko only 7 of 27. Cautious. Thompson 21 of 53, letting his hands go more. There's a wrestling match breaking out early in round 2. Right hand by Klitschko, right under Thompson's chin. Wladimir trying again with the right. Interesting, Lennox, that you said you thought Klitschko was too close in round 1. There's another right hand, and another, and another. He's got Thompson in trouble as he backs him into the corner. Emmanuel Stewart said get closer, because he doesn't think Klitschko can fire short punches with his long arms. Wladimir is dominating early with the right.
So far, Thompson hasn't shown any effect from those rights, but if he gets hit with enough of them, he will.
See, right now, Klitschko's, trying to land that right hand when, he's got an array of punches in his arsenal he needs to throw. Some left to the body, some left hooks. But right now, he's trying to set him up with that jab and come across with that strong right hand. And usually the case, the punches are never there. You have to work to get an opening, and that's what I mean by work to get an opening. Need to be throwing that jab up and down, mix it up, and then throw that right hand, and Thompson will never see it.
Thompson's trying to cover up against the straight right, knowing that it's coming, and he has cut Klitschko above the right eye. Klitschko with a cut right above the right eyebrow, probably the product of a Thompson left hand.
Bring out.
Unless there was a clash of heads that I didn't see.
And they're both cut.
There's blood on the right eye of Tony Thompson. So that could have been a clash of heads. Klitschko with a glancing blow of the hard right hand. Now he gets the right hand through the guard.
Bring out.
See, when Klitschko throws his punches, he kind of lays in there. He should throw his combinations, then come back out.
Thompson bleeding above the right eye on the outside. Klitschko's cut is worse. Above the eyebrow, also on the right side. So both cutmen are going to have some work to do.
All right, stop. Let him out.
Well, we asked if Thompson could provide some drama. We have some blood, and blood in boxing is drama.
Time.
Jacob Stitch Duran goes to work in Wladimir Klitschko's corner.
Okay. You'll be okay. Yeah.
It's like the last one, smaller than the last one.
Yeah, it's be okay.
Yeah, smaller than the last one.
Try to start using your jab, Wladimir. You're not jabbing at all, okay? I give you that round, but it's still close. Okay. Start using your jab. Use the jab. You're not jabbing at all.
Прыгаешь с правой рукой, ноги остаются сзади, прыгаешь на него. На ножках, ноги под собой.
That was a headbutt, Joe?
No, other punch.
No dry. Okay.
Good. Hold on.
And then a right hook. All right, back to the jab. Let's move. You hear me? Let your hands go short.
And Emmanuel said to Klitschko he needs to throw that jab, and he's right. Mixing up the jab is very important. It's not dependent on that right hand. It's got a lot of power with the right hand, and it is a honey punching a sweet punch for him, but he's got to set it up with other punches.
He was much more active in the second round, landing 15 of 50 punches. We are looking on videotape to find the cause of the 2 cuts. There's been no indication from referee Joe Cortez or German ring authorities as to whether the cuts were the product of punches or perhaps a clash of heads. Given that both men were cut at about the same time, you certainly suspect the headbutt. And Wladimir Klitschko is suddenly backing up, perhaps bothered by the sight of his blood. Now comes forward with a jab and a right hand.
Well, as you said earlier, Jim, Thompson called his style effectively clumsy, and Wladimir is having a hard time measuring exactly what he's doing or where he's coming from.
It's a fight with both men bleeding in round 3. Klitschko landing straight right hands and struggling to try to make his left hand a factor. Thompson coming forward and firing relaxed punches, landing straight left hands.
And incidentally, Klitschko's moving to his right. I don't know if that's the right move to move to his right. He should be moving to his left because he's a southpaw. And you want to always move away from a southpaw's strength.
But Thompson is a natural right-hander who says he places his stronger hand in front, did so naturally when first he walked into the gym. Maybe Wladimir and Emmanuel knew that and figured it into the fight plan.
You know, Emmanuel asked for more jabs before this round, and it appears that Wladimir is having difficulty landing the jab with the frequency that he normally does.
Good left hook to the body by Klitschko. Thompson's offense slowing down. Sledgehammer right hand by Klitschko. Thompson wraps him up in the middle of the ring.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
See, right now, Klitschko needs to be throwing different array of punches. You know, he's just looking to land that right hand. When you look to land one punch, the man can see you doing that. Your opponent can see you doing that and fight against it. It's not going to be an easy chore. So he needs to throw other punches, even go to the body, even throw jabs to the body just to mix it up before he can go throw his other punches.
He did try a couple of hooks in there.
And that was good. He needs to do more. You know, he wants to be a complete fighter. You can't be a complete fighter if you're throwing just 2 basic things. And that's what I'm talking about, the jab and the right hand.
Now, at the sound of the bell, we're going to take you back to a videotape look at round 2 and show you the sequence which we believe produced the 2 fighters' cuts. Both fighters are cut over the right eye. You're going to see a landed punch by Thompson, followed by an apparent clash of heads. Whether the cut on Klitschko's eye was begun by the landed punch and then exacerbated, that could well have opened up a cut. But there's no blood that we see there yet so far, and then their heads touch there.
Yes, that was it. Clash of heads.
And the clash of heads took place in such a way that it cut both the right eye of Thompson and the right eye of Klitschko at the same time.
Keep working the jab out there. Even if you can get one of them through, it's worth it. But keep working.
Punch the short, Tony. Up the middle. He got to reach out the hole. Look at me. Let's go.
I'm good, B.
Come on, baby.
I'm good.
You can't take it to the body.
All right.
Normally, Klitschko hits his opponent with so many lefts, they start begging for the right. But there is no clear pattern to what is going on here because Thompson is, as he put it, effective and awkward.
And an awkward southpaw. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Hey, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Wladimir Klitschko. Jim, I thought Tony Thompson touched him enough to win the first round. Wladimir came back with that right hand, won the second and third. I talked to referee Joe Cortez. He says that he didn't see any headbutts, so both those cuts are officially caused by punches. Now, if anybody asks why the fight hasn't gone up on the ropes, this ring is huge. You can't go to the ropes. The ring is that big. 2-1, Klitschko.
6 meters on each side, 20 feet by 20 feet. Frankly, it feels larger than that, but that's the officially expressed measurement for the ring. And I agree with you, Harold. It looks like an ocean in there.
Well, you have to remember, you got two big guys in there, 6'5" and 6'4". They need the room to move around. You know, I hate seeing big guys in small rings. You know, for the fight public, they love to see that because they want to see more action. But, you know, for boxers that move, they love a big ring.
Well, for those of you who wanted to see Wladimir Klitschko in a fight rather than a boxing match, this is it. He's scratching and snipping, not able to apply his normal mechanical offensive pattern, trying to find a way to hit Tony Thompson with big punches, fighting with urgency, perhaps because of his concern about the cut over his eye, or perhaps because he feels as though Thompson's style creates opportunities for him. For Thompson's part, we talked about the relaxation factor. The early returns seem to be he takes a punch very well and feels quite at home with what he's trying to do against Klitschko.
Klitschko came with a good left hook there. These are some of the punches he needs to throw a lot more of.
Crowd comes alive when Wladimir Klitschko lands a power punch. Actually, crowd comes alive when Wladimir Klitschko throws a power punch, regardless of whether it lands. Body shots by Thompson, 4 in a row. There's an attempted uppercut by Klitschko. Certainly that's a punch it would seem he could use more of. And 2 straight right hands through the guard.
They move Thompson, but they don't appear to stun him in any way. Thompson
So far,
doing a much better job of punching to the body than Wladimir, who is basically a headhunter.
And, you know, that's a good strategy because right now it's working for him. And, you know,
just as I said that,
Wladimir answers. Body punch, yeah. A terrific right hand to the rib cage. 4 rounds in the books. Good fight. Second biggest port city in Europe. There's the harbor of Hamburg. They have a fish market just like Tokyo and New York. Great place to eat seafood.
You feel me? I need your hands to move. He punching. Look, listen to me. Listen to me. Tony. Tony, listen, man. In the inside, while he's standing straight up like that, don't let this man measure you. We're not waiting on the ref to call it, all right? If he measures, sink something down low. Straight left hand, then pull a hook behind him. You got me? He don't like it inside.
Okay. And when you see him complaining and stuff, jump to him right away while he's complaining. You're in great shape.
Both cutmen appear to have done their jobs pretty well, Lennox.
Yeah, there's less blood.
you know, Klitschko has now been used to fighting in a measured, stalking style, but in this fight, Thompson has upset his rhythm and may indeed make stamina a problem again for Klitschko later in the fight. He's already fighting with his mouth open.
So this is what I mean. Thompson showing those lanky arms and that long reach.
All right, stop.
Klitschko seems intent on trying to bang Thompson's guard down with his hard right hand.
Klitschko's got to get that double jab working.
No, but when Thompson holds his hand that way, how hard is it to get the jab off?
Well, you know, for guys like that, what you do, you tap them. You don't tap them hard, you just tap them because it still gives them something to be concerned about. And then while they're being concerned about those punches that you're tapping them with, then you come across with a hard uppercut or a hard right hand. But, you know, don't throw the same punches all the time. You got to try different punches.
Two good right hands by Klitschko to the chin of Thompson. Thompson gets in a hard right hand to the body to go with a couple of good body shots that he got in earlier. Thompson has been throwing many more body shots and has been effective with them, pointing forward toward what Larry has already mentioned. the possible stamina deficit for Wladimir Klitschko late in the fight. He managed to win the 12-round decision against Samuel Peter. This looks as though it might be the same kind of tough sledding tonight.
Klitschko hasn't really settled into the fight like he's supposed to, and box in the center of the ring and show that, you know, he's in better shape throwing that double jab. He shouldn't be measuring, he should be throwing that double jab out there.
Well, I got 5 words for you. 6 foot 5 inch southpaw. Not that easy to find the rhythm.
Nope. And like I said, it's always difficult, you know, boxing long, lanky guys, especially southpaws, which have given you problems in the past. So, you're kind of concerned about that.
Good body shot by Thompson.
But I don't think he should be concerned about it. He should go do what he needs to do. Him and Emmanuel had a game plan. He must stick with it and go out and execute.
Now, moments ago, Thompson turned to referee Joe Cortez as if to complain that Klitschko was holding and hitting, or hitting him behind the head. And Klitschko failed to follow Emmanuel's instruction, which was to jump on Thompson when he turned to talk to the referee. That's another tiring round for both fighters. But the more relaxed style of Tony Thompson may pay off over the long haul.
He is weighing down, all right? This man is soft. You got to go in there and take it from him.
July 19, it's the premiere of Countdown to Dakota Margarito, a documentary look at both fighters as they prepare for their welterweight championship fight. And on July 26 on HBO pay-per-view, Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito battle in what is expected to be a strong candidate for Fight of the Year.
Right now, we got to pick it up. You hear me? The jab gonna get you there.
Looking good, but you still got to use the jab more.
Левой подпирает сразу. Ты прямой, косой снизу, сбоку переводи. Потому что если ты стоишь, он идет вверх.
So you get your second win. You know you're in good shape, so that's not a problem. Just work the jab at it more.
CompuBox numbers. Prior to tonight, no one has ever landed more than 18 punches in one round against Wladimir Klitschko. In round 4, Thompson landed 19 of 45. In the 5th round, Thompson landed 21 of 58. So in consecutive rounds, Thompson presents 2 new highs for punches landed against Wladimir Klitschko. But Klitschko is landing the harder, sharper punches, particularly upstairs with the right hand, and has a lead on it, our Harold Lederman scorecard. Going to round 6 in Hamburg, Germany.
Good left hand to the belly by Thompson there.
Wladimir tries a left hook, looking to get around Thompson's guard. Klitschko has a very effective left hook. I'm not sure that's the right punch to lead with against the southpaw. Straight right hand by Thompson onto the chin of Klitschko. A reaching body shot for Thompson, whose long reach has been a factor in the fight. Not really trying to land hard against Klitschko, just trying to get the punches there.
Can you win the heavyweight championship with those kind of touches?
No. Looks like Thompson really wants Klitschko to throw that right hand. He's put his hands up in that peekaboo style, and he's almost daring Klitschko to throw a punch.
Both fighters got a little bit of a rest in the first half of round 6, and then Thompson tried to mount a sudden assault as though to catch Klitschko by surprise. Wladimir with a body shot and a hard right hand upstairs.
There you go, because Thompson was expecting a right hand, but
the body shot right hand combination registered on the scale.
Thompson seems to want to be more offensive now, but he's having difficulty putting anything together.
Good body shot inside by Tony Thompson. Hard right hand upstairs for Klitschko. Klitschko lands a jab. That's been relatively rare compared to some of his preceding big jab nights. Hard left hand to the body by Tony Thompson drives Klitschko back. Klitschko missing with that right hand, but landing the hook and the cross. Crowd loved that combination. And the body shot, which is a very good idea.
Now, when Klitschko landed that hook, Thompson just kind of took a step back and a breather, and you know, he still kept his poise. Real cool character.
I think halfway through this fight, given the background we spoke so extensively about earlier, Thompson has done as well as you could have hoped.
Let me get this out to get all that. Good round. I believe, I'm not sure, I believe he's tired now, okay? Your experience is coming in. And keep working the right hands. I'm telling you down here. They don't have to be straight. Keep working the shots, because he's looking for everything to be coming. You're doing this, you're doing this. Change up to where he won't know where the shots are coming from. Your experience will pay off going down a stretch now, because you got the experience. While you're tired, you can think, okay?
Come on. Once you get to him behind the jab, son, you can work. You cannot stay down. I told you this man wasn't going to just get them titles up. You got to take it. You understand?
And here we see an attack to the body by Klitschko. I call that a Tyson punch, where you hit the body and then come up to the head.
Seconds out, please.
CompuBox numbers on the jab through round 6. Thompson winning the jabbing contest, 39 of 134 to 17 of 83 for Klitschko. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
5 rounds to 1, 59-55, Wladimir Klitschko. Jim, I thought Larry Merchant hit the nail on the head. Tony Thompson is touching him, but Wladimir Klitschko is landing the meaningful shots. And you can't win the heavyweight title just touching the guy. Tony Thompson's going to have to put some meaningful shots in there. He's going to have to hurt him. He's going to have to land a really strong left hand because he's a southpaw. Wladimir doing the clean, effective punching, 5-1.
And between rounds, we heard the first indication from Thompson's trainer, Tom Browner, that he worries that his fighter is giving in. You heard him say, this man isn't going to just give you the title. I think they worried that Thompson has begun to drift in there, Lennox.
A little bit, you know, he needs to pick it up a bit more. You know, he never had punching power when he came in, so he has to use his advantages, and his advantages is his awkwardness, the fact that he's got good defense, but he's got to improve upon that. Every time he makes Wladimir miss, he's got to make him pay for it.
You get the sense here in round 7 that for better or for worse, suddenly Klitschko feels safer. Now, whether Thompson is setting a trap remains to be seen, but you can almost see Klitschko's comfort level going up.
Well, he's more relaxed, as you can see. He's not as rigid like he was in the first few rounds. And, you know, when you get a little weary, you begin to relax and box a bit more intelligently, and this is what he's doing.
Yes, Thompson got inside and landed 4 little body shots, so Klitschko immediately came back with body shots of his own. Thompson unable to throw back when Klitschko dominates with the right hand upstairs.
This is a little bit more of a brawl than we're used to seeing Klitschko in.
You see what Klitschko's doing? Although he's pushing out the jab, which he should be doing, he's still allowing Thompson and making Thompson cover up. And this is what you're supposed to do. Keep him busy. Keep him occupied with your jab before you throw that right hand, and then you'll never see it.
So far in round 7, Klitschko hasn't had to defend against anything really other than the little body shots inside. When they're at range, Thompson isn't throwing, and Wladimir's just trying to pick his spots. There's a straight left hand by Thompson. He was effective with it early in the fight.
Thompson trying to catch Wladimir when he comes in. He's looking to counterpunch.
Klitschko misses with the left hook and bombs Thompson with the right hand. And the blood starts to flow from Thompson's right eye again. That punch was the biggest shot of the round.
Listen to me. I know goodness well you ain't come all this way to let this man. Listen, you got to go in. I got you, Tony, and I believe in you, but you got to give me something. You understand me? Baby, if you turn around just jab, I trust you. You know what I mean? I trust you.
The way he's pushing the fight. You're making him back up. That's something he's not used to doing. But keep him backing up all the way.
Поджимаешь и ждешь. Если поджал, ты его раскрутил, сам атакуешь. Потому что ты поджал, ждешь, и он начинает атаку.
Okay? Just swallow that one. You're looking good. Coming on back. Your experience is showing now. You got a towel? That's a. This is good. This is going back with that 8th round coming up. Yeah, your experience is showing. He'll start off good the first half. The last half, he falls apart.
To hit the jackpot, Thompson has to start putting dollars into the machine, not nickels.
Round 7, Tony Thompson's lowest punch output of the fight. He only threw 27, landed 12. Klitschko, 12 of 41. Jacob Stitch Duran has done a remarkable job on that big cut over the right eye of Wladimir Klitschko, and Thompson hasn't attacked it enough.
I believe Thompson took that last round off. I'm sure this round's going to be a much improved round by Thompson because he got heck in the corner by his trainer, so and his trainer's right. He didn't come all this way to not give a good fight, so this is what he's doing.
Yes, and you heard him responding to Browner as if to say, wait a minute, trust me, I'm setting a trap. I've got something in mind. Good body shot by Klitschko. And another one, returning some of the medicine Thompson has given him. Suddenly the jab starts to land for Klitschko. Wladimir loose and relaxed. Too much so? If Thompson has some big surprise, perhaps so. Straight right hand lands for Klitschko, stops Thompson in his tracks. And again. Wladimir backing up to give himself punching range. Thompson passive again in this round. After an early flurry, he's shown nothing for the last minute.
Yeah, it looks like Thompson wants to get in close. He's waiting for that opportunity to get in close, but, you know, time's ticking away on him and needs to do something drastically at this point. You know, that cut still dripping from his eye, blood still dripping from his eye, and, you know, it's getting later in the fight. He needs to mount an attack of some sort.
Thompson chasing, Klitschko doing an effective job of ducking and slipping. Wladimir's often been criticized in the past for clinching. This has not been a clinch fest, although there's one right there.
Wladimir does something well, and that's throw a right hand when he's against the ropes, and he comes in to Thompson to smother anything Thompson tries to give back.
Left hand lands for Thompson, but Klitschko's right hand backed Thompson up. More and more, Wladimir's right hand bombs seem to be affecting Tony Thompson, like that one, which snapped Thompson's head back.
Well, that was a a right-left combination. He came back and ended his accent punch on the left hand.
Well, Thompson tried to mount an attack and walked into some big punches. Will he be able to continue trying to find something, or is he going to say, okay, I can't make it? Is he going to surrender?
Another right hand punctuates the 8th round for Wladimir Klitschko.
You're winning. You're winning the fight.
Wednesday at 9 p.m., the night after the All-Star game. Tune in to Costas Now, live from New York, with a town hall discussion on the state of baseball. And Bill Parcells, the Miami Dolphins' new executive vice president of football operations, hopes to turn around his 5th franchise and resurrect last year's 1-win, 15-loss team. Hear him talk about why he left coaching and whether he'll ever go back on the next Real Sports, Tuesday, July 22.
All right. All right. Do what you did in the training camp, okay, baby? Do what you did in training camp. All right. One real break. You cannot always.
Seconds out, please.
Another CompuBox marker of questionable meaning because Thompson's blows have been so soft. But he's now landed more punches than Ray Mercer landed against Klitschko, meaning more punches than anyone has ever landed against Wladimir, 124 of them. But not much with big impact, whereas Klitschko has been sledgehammering Thompson, particularly with right hands, for the last few rounds. Good jab by Wladimir Klitschko. As he gets more relaxed, his firepower seems to return.
Yeah, you know, looking at Thompson, he's like, he looks to me like he's ran out of ideas on what to do. And what he needs to do in there, he needs to really go after Wladimir and try and do some damage. He's the only one that's capable of hitting him so much. He needs to create some damage when he's hitting him, instead of standing in front of him and allowing Klitschko to tee off on him.
That's it.
Great point, Lennox, because it now appears clear that Thompson isn't going to win a boxing match. So if ever there was a moment to start a brawl, this would be it.
But he's not a big puncher, and Wladimir is hard to hit with the second and third punches.
Klitschko just missing with a left hook. Thompson, who said to trainer Tom Brown in between rounds, "Please trust me now," still hasn't provided some big answer. Good left hand by Thompson. Klitschko easily shakes it off. If Thompson were a bigger puncher, this might have been a very different fight. But so far, he has thrown no real thunder.
Stop!
Thompson was utterly respectful before the fight. Said of Wladimir Klitschko, "Hey, he's a great champion and a great fighter. It's an honor for me to fight him." And as we've mentioned, Tony Thompson has sparred with a who's who of the sport, including Wladimir Klitschko. Do you think you see in Thompson something of the sparring partner mentality, Lennox?
Yeah, you know, I was just about to say that, because he's resorted back into that sparring sense mentality. And, you know, and what I mean by that, he's not trying to win the fight. He's just really surviving and throwing what he needs to do to stay in the fight. But I don't see him doing anything like to try and hurt Wladimir. He's surviving. He's trying to get him with some shots. He doesn't have the power to knock him out. So, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, he's boxing an uphill battle. You know, you can see the frustration in his face, and he's thinking to himself, what else do I need to do? This man is too strong. I can't hit him. He's teeing off me with right hands.
For the last 3 rounds, Thompson has performed like a very good sparring partner, giving Wladimir hard work, but not challenging him.
But he's, at the same time, he's done better against Wladimir than a lot of better-known fighters.
Absolutely. The style has played in his favor, as has his relaxed mentality. But gone are those fusillades of body shots that so bothered Klitschko in rounds 4, 5, and 6.
You're winning the fight, okay? You're winning the fight, but I still would like to let him miss. Every time you notice he misses a punch, you let him miss. You never punch back. And he's got bad balance. That's the best time, because when you shoot the right hand at him, he's looking for it. It's hard for you to hit him. But when you let him punch, sometimes you step back, you let him miss. He's right there off balance all the time. That's when you should punch. After he gets out of position. Because when he's sitting there with his hands up, he's watching you right all night. After he gets out of position, that's when you should shoot the right hand.
Off the line. When you get inside, it's got to be rough.
9 rounds in the books. We go to the 10th. Power punches in the 9th. Klitschko 8 of 15 by CompuBox count. Tony Thompson 4 of 12. Harold Wladimir, how do you have it coming
Okay,
to this
Jim,
point?
8 rounds to 1, 89-82, Wladimir Klitschko. Jim, note to Wladimir Klitschko, don't ever knock down another jab, because he stopped doing that in the first round, and he's become a much more exciting fighter. Anyway, Wladimir Klitschko winning each and every round with that solid right hand, and he really landed the solid punches. Tony Thompson just refuses to let a hard one go. I wish he would. Might be an interesting fight. 8-1, Klitschko.
We heard Emmanuel Stewart suggesting that Klitschko might be able to hurt Thompson more if he could find an opportunity to hit him in return for a shot. Klitschko has spent his whole career getting out of the way of punches. Thompson with a moment of aggression lands 2 good body shots as he drives Wladimir into the corner. Klitschko hasn't found the target really in round 10. Now he lands some straight right hands,
which are really right jabs in those cases.
Looking perhaps to set up a left hook. Just keeping Thompson occupied, and even throwing soft punches like that, he makes Thompson cover up and not punch.
All right, break! Bring up, break! Bring up, so you come on.
Hard right hand again lands for Klitschko. That's been the decisive factor in the fight.
As Emmanuel suggested in the corner, Thompson is positioned to see those right hands coming, which is why they haven't done as much damage as you would think. He sees them coming and he braces for them.
Thompson's gone back to the body attack in this round and is landing body punches again. But Wladimir seems to have held up very well under the body attack. No sign of the sudden stamina drain which dogged him through certain portions of his career. No sign of ring discomfort.
Well, in part because Thompson...
Ibragimov tackled Klitschko like that in New York. And Klitschko scores a good tackle of Thompson here. And Tony looks hurt.
I failed to see the punch that hurt him.
I don't know that there was a punch. He might have hurt a leg going down.
Okay. Walk around a little bit.
Seems to feel as though his right leg is hurt. I think it was just a good tackle. Crowd seems to think that Thompson is acting to get a rest. But I think it was a pretty hard fall on the canvas, okay. Lennox.
I think he's better now.
Bell sounds to end the 10th. Let's take another look at what happened here, Lennox.
Looks like, you know, Klitschko was walking forward, stepped on his foot. Okay. And then it seemed like he got kneed in his knee.
Nah, you're not trying. You're not trying. You better than that. You got to go all out, man. What happened to the 7? You got 6 minutes to do your thing.
You okay, huh? Yes, sir.
Tony.
When he's fighting, the one you're hitting, when you bang it underneath, right it up under here, hang it up under here on him.
Проходит нормально. Только сам поджимает. Начинаешь ждать, он начинает идти на тебя.
In case you joined us late, both Wladimir Klitschko and Tony Thompson were cut over the right eye in round 2. The official ruling was that the cuts were the product of punches. There were some nervous early moments in the fight for Klitschko, who seemed to lose the first round and seemed to take a few rounds to gain a comfort level against Tony Thompson. But through most of the fight, Wladimir Klitschko has dominated Tony Thompson with hard, straight right-hand punches. And Thompson talked about sparring with Klitschko 5 years ago and learning that he wasn't strong enough. The strength difference is showing up again now as Klitschko manhandles Thompson, throwing him around the ring. It's getting rough. Klitschko seems to say, if you're going to wrap your arms around me, I'll throw you all the way back into, and if necessary, over the ropes. He wants room to fight, and he's getting it now.
Looks like Klitschko smells blood right now, so he's massing a massive attack.
Oh, I think Thompson is just trying to land a sneak punch here somewhere.
Or make it through the fight. It may be reckless, but Klitschko seems to have made a calculated decision that Thompson can't hurt him.
Oh, that was it.
A left hook, I believe.
No, it was a right hand, straight on the button, baby.
And there's almost no chance Tony Thompson will get up from this. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. And Joe Cortez waves it off. Klitschko has an 11th round knockout victory.
It was not a pretty fight. It was a brawling, mauling fight. The champion was just too good, too strong. But give Tony Thompson credit. Coming from where he's come from, a good effort.
And it was an uphill battle for him. And I like how Wladimir decided to say to himself, you know, I'm going to take you out. Now it's time to take you out. We've been in there too long, and I've decided to take you out. And this is how we're going to get it done.
And that makes Wladimir's record 90% of his victories by KO.
45 out of 51 victories now by knockout for Wladimir Klitschko. It was almost as though he suddenly remembered the bad taste that was left in the mouth of the public by the Ibragimov fight and said to himself, let's eliminate that once and for all.
And, you know, I felt the same way. He said, let's finish strong. You know, it's getting close to the end of the fight. I'm in great shape. Let me turn it on. Let me turn it up. So he did.
Well, Lennox, you know, when you've had this experience, when you start to bull a man around the ring and you're throwing him and muscling him and leaning against the ropes, you can feel when his legs are gone. And it seemed as though Klitschko thought to himself, hey, this guy's ready to go. I may as well unload the kitchen sink.
And you know what? He was ready a few rounds ago, but, you know, Wladimir felt that he wanted to soften him up a bit more and then take him out.
All right, let's take a look at how Wladimir Klitschko finished all the damage that had been collected against Tony Thompson. A perfect right hand on the chin, and Thompson fell into a heap on the canvas. Not unlike the way Klitschko finished Calvin Brock in the 7th round in Madison Square Garden 2 years ago. That had been coming all night.
I tell you what, it looks like pretty well like the same right hand that did that. And not many people can stand up to Wladimir's right hand. He's got a terrific right hand, and it comes like a piston. Comes right across and in a straight line. And that's a sweet punch for him.
Well, let's take a look at what may lie ahead now, given that Klitschko has gotten past this mandatory challenger, Tony Thompson. Larry Merchant, give us a look at some potential future opponents for Klitschko. Samuel Peter has a title belt. Nikolai Valuev.
All right.
Oh, go ahead, Larry.
Let's go from here. The fight probably that would be most popular in the U.S. would be Samuel Peter, who has one of the belts. But he's going to be fighting Vitaly Klitschko, the older brother, who's making a comeback after 4 years away in October. Valuev would be the biggest opponent for Wladimir in Europe, the giant 7'2" Russian. However, he has a mandatory against John. You can't seem to be able to kill him, Ruiz, for one of the belts. Alexander Povetkin is a mandatory. He won the gold medal in 2004, an unbeaten prospect, but maybe better than that. For America, The top heavyweight right now is Chris Arreola, the bruiser from California, undefeated, but still a fight or two away from this level. Jim?
Lennox, we're constantly covering the supposedly precarious mental state of Wladimir Klitschko from fight to fight to fight. What does it do for or against his... Well, we need to go to Michael Buffer for the official details on the knockout. Let's go up.
And still, the heavyweight champion of the world, Dr. Steel Hammer, Wladimir Klitschko.
All right, so that detail out of the way, let's come back to the question. What does it do for or against Vladimir's sometimes fragile confidence to have done what he did, as difficult as it was, against Tony Thompson tonight?
I felt that this was a great fight for him because it helped him to, you know, go through all these rounds, and it really took away a lot of people's thoughts about him not being a finisher. There you've seen a good finish by him. He stuck to the plan. Although Tony was awkward kind of guy to fight, he figured him out, and then when he figured him out, he destroyed him after that. So he did a great job. He should be happy about that. I felt that he did a great job. We both seen when he decided to say, you know, I want to take this guy out of here. You've been in here long enough. So that was great to see.
Take a look at CompuBox numbers, and oftentimes they tell you an accurate tale as to what is going on in the fight. Tonight is one of those nights when the numbers are totally deceptive, because you see Thompson landing 29 more punches and landing at a higher connect percentage. But the difference was impact. Wladimir Klitschko was landing thunderous shots, particularly with the right hand, and Thompson, for much of the fight, was simply trying to touch Klitschko with his gloves, with the exception of some of the body punches he got in, which were in fact authoritative. But the bottom line was nothing that Thompson landed upstairs from about the second or third round on was in any way meaningful compared to the kind of right hands that Wladimir Klitschko was throwing. There's the jab category, and you see that Thompson landed more jabs. He had an arm length advantage, which is so rare. Probably the only other fighter in the heavyweight division who might have an arm length advantage against Wladimir Klitschko would be Nikolai Valuev, if that fight ever took place. And of course, Lennox, what a style fight that might be, with Valuev being 7 feet and 323 pounds. And we'll look at the power punch category, but again, it's meaningless because of the difference in impact. Wladimir simply landed so much bigger than did Thompson. What about a potential Valuev fight? Well, let me find out. Are we ready to go to Larry Merchant now for an interview? No, okay. What about a particular a fight with Nikolai Valuev that a lot of people want to see because of Valuev's long arms and the style difficulty he might pose for Klitschko?
You know, I don't think it'll be difficult for Klitschko because Klitschko's, you know, almost a complete fighter. He can throw a lot more punches than Valuev, and he can do a lot more things than Valuev. And, you know, Valuev is going to show some difficulty because of his size and the long arms that he has, but, you know, eventually Wladimir is going to break him down, whether it's going to hit him to the body first and then come with some left hooks, but he will break him down. And he has the master trainer in his corner, Emmanuel Stewart, and Emmanuel Stewart will show him how to break him down anyway and tell him the things to do.
Sam Peter's another opponent that a lot of people want to see, but Peter may have to get past Klitschko's brother Vitaly later this fall, if in fact Vitaly can make it through a training camp. Right now, let's go into the ring where Larry Merchant stands by with the winner, Wladimir Klitschko.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Wladimir. Was this a little bit more difficult than you anticipated?
First of all, I would love to say hello to Tony Thompson's fans. This man was unbelievably determined. He fought perfectly. It was very difficult. I was a little bit upset with my performance in the middle of the fight. So later on, I got the feeling and the speed of Tony and his rhythm for all. Of course, it was not an easy fight, but as you're probably going to say, that's the heavyweight championship of the world has to end like that.
So in a way, even though you were saying you don't want to get emotional after the Ibragimov fight, you felt it inside that you needed to close this show dramatically.
First of all, I need to work with Tony Thompson. That's first of all. Second, of course, I don't want to disappoint my fans because I've been fighting so long. And usually in boxing and in sport in generally, you are judged on your last performance. So my last performance was good for me. I worked out the technique and strategy, but it wasn't good with the KO. So the KO, and I just missed that in that fight. But I think I missed also the offensive work of my opponent. So anyway, I'm very happy with this fight, with the end of this fight.
Did he ever hurt you at all?
No, he cut me. Yes, but he didn't hurt me, no.
Were you surprised how well he seemed to be taking your punches through the early rounds?
I couldn't land my left jab in the beginning of the fight. Later on, it worked better, so he was alert of it.
But did you feel that you were just really stronger than him? Because when you fell on him, it looked like, even though it was accidental, you stepped on his toe, that you were just stronger and even fresher at that moment.
I'll tell you the funny thing, at the way in, he was shorter, but he was heavier. I looked at him, okay, where's his weight? It's not on the top. So my weight is on the top. So to push from the top down is easier probably than from down to the top.
Thank you very much, Wladimir. Congratulations again.